Did you know in 2016 Google Street View was actually banned here in India? So I just learned about this from one of my friends, and there's a couple of competing different reasons why. So he had his conspiracy theory about it, but what actually happened is it started in 2011 here in India. In 2016, the Home Ministry cited that there was issues with security here in India with Google Street View, and citing that it could have been possible for terrorists to actually use this during the Mumbai bombing. And they cited that it was for security reasons for other people living in the country as well. And so they banned it in 2016. And so that was from the news, the government, that happened. But what my friend said was that he believed that they banned Google Street Cars views here in India because they didn't want people to actually know how India really, really looks. So you can see, like, on TV a lot of the time, you see these really, really sad images, videos of people here in India and how busy it is and chaotic and dirty and how people are so poor here. And what he was saying is that India didn't want the actual image of a lot of different places here in India to get out. So after traveling here, and like especially here in Jaipur, like I've noticed that those are not necessarily true, a lot of those images and videos. Granted, there are places around India that have issues with poverty, and there's a lot of human development index kind of issues with education, all these different things, right? There's a million different things. And so some of it is true, but granted, not as much as what you see on TV. There's actually a lot of really nice places here. And so I thought that was kind of funny that his theory was very, very different. And it made me also think about my time, like, working in the development field. And I've been vocal about this before, that I haven't always agreed with a lot of the stuff that the industries and the organizations that I was working for before Nepal, like, put me through and had me do. And that was one of the reasons that I actually ended up leaving. But what I really didn't like is when we would have to write reports, for example, or send anything to donor agencies or donor countries, we would have to pick certain photos that made people look a little bit less well off than they were, have to make them look poor, have to make them look in a certain way, because those are the types of images and the media that people want to see when they're donating their money. They don't want to see that people are actually doing pretty well or they're living above a certain standard, because why donate your money in that instance? So whenever I'd write these reports or whenever I'd send photos in of the women we were working with and stuff like this, they would eliminate so many photos because it didn't give that the right image. It didn't give the image of people actually being in a state of need. And then if I was in any picture, oh my God, no, don't even send those. Those aren't even an option. Any of us, don't do it. They'd immediately delete them, yell at you, and say, what are you doing? What are you thinking? So I really had that, like, that was one thing I really, really didn't like. And I also noticed, even when we were doing like a food emergency relief program, people that were donating to even me to help these people, they really wanted to see like a certain type of person. I don't want to say it in like such an awful way, but like people that are poor and need, they want to kind of feel very good about themselves. The types of images that you had to capture and you had to kind of look for, and you had to think in this certain mindset that was really, really kind of sad and like shitty for me. I didn't like thinking like, oh, this person looks like they're very, very in need. I need a photo like this so I can send it to my boss, or I can send to these people that are donating money. And it puts this horrible image on development, and I really, really don't like that aspect. I was also reading this article from this one guy that was writing on LinkedIn, actually, and he was mentioning and talking about this logo race that we're kind of currently in. A lot of these development agencies are in. You know, any of these like packages, backpacks, tents, anything that is getting delivered to someone in need, they want their logo on it. So you'll see like UNDP, you'll see UNICEF, you'll see the World Bank, you'll see the World Food Program, you'll see all these different logos, and they spend so much money and they use it as like an advertising type of thing. They want people to see that they gave that, right? They donated, they gave that. And it was the same thing when I was working for the World Bank with those projects that we were doing. It was all about make sure people know that World Bank did it. Make sure that they know that I did it, right? People above me and my superiors and everything. Make sure that you say these names and you say that this organization every time someone asks you about it, because we need to make sure that they know that we did it, right? We need more publicity almost. So they use all these children, these people in need all over the world. They want to put their logo on it, and those organizations, institutions are supposed to be helping people. It's not about using them as publicity. And so the guy's article was really interesting, seeing that. And he also mentions not only that that we should be helping. It's not about publicity. It's also about like how much money and how much extra time are you spending on putting your logo on there? How much you have to pay a designer, you have to pay someone else to put it there. Why can't you use that money for something that's better, for more good, right? So I really, after having that conversation with the kid the other day about the Google Street View was banned and all this kind of stuff because he thought didn't want to get the real image of India out there, it made me really think about my experiences and like what I've gone through and what I've heard these higher ups kind of say about the work that we're doing and how they like to portray it and everything. So I think there is some merit in what he was saying. I also think maybe it was about security issues or there was some other issues around it as well. Maybe a little 50-50, who knows. But now it is, Google Street View is back. It is in a lot of the major cities around. I've seen it here on Google Maps. I use Google Maps all the time. So I've seen Street Views in certain places, and it's being used in more and more big cities, right? Big cities that they can kind of really see it, manage it. And they have a partner here in India as well, I believe, that's some technology firm that's really overseeing and watching it. So that's it. That's really all I got for today. Just a little quick thing about what his comment made me think. So as always, thanks. I'll see you there. Bye.